January 17, 2022. What we have here is a 1989 Yamaha EF1000. Yamaha has gone into the generator business in the early 80s. They started with the EF500, which was a global model, and then for the United States and Canada, they brought the EF600 and EF1000, and this is EF1000 that you're looking at. I believe 1983 was the first year for both models, all the way till 1998, where in 1999 they went to the completely designed plastic version. These older ones were all made in Japan, all steel panels, heavier than these new ones, but they were definitely built quality, built well, and they're all built in Japan, which, if anybody doubts that being a reason for quality, well, here's the proof. It's 32 years old, and it's all original, and it fires up and runs fine, both the engine part and the generator part. I'm the second owner, and I have bought it from original owner in 2019, and he has mentioned to me that it started every time for him, although it has a low oil shut off sensor. It has never happened, which means it doesn't use a drop of oil, and I have ran it for many hours, and it was the same result for me. It takes about 14 ounces of oil, and it's always full on the last thread, no matter how much you run it. And oil seems to be pretty clean too, 30, 40, 50 hours later. Yamaha recommends the oil replaced every 100, but I don't do that. I do 50 hours max, and I use 10W40 Maxima non-synthetic. I found out that is pretty much the best choice for air-cooled 4-strokes. I'm sure people have put lower quality oil in these before, and they still, after this many years, somehow they still run because they're so well built. When I have received it from the original owner, it ran fine, but I couldn't leave it alone, so I pulled the carburetor out, pulled it completely apart, cleaned it, and put it back together. Not breaking single gasket, O-ring, or a seal. It all went back together perfectly because every part was so quality made, I would say. I have replaced the correct number NGK plug, spark plug, replaced an air filter on it, and I've also replaced this original recoil rope or pull start for all of you other people that are not that familiar with these. The original recoil rope was just fine, but it was almost 30 years old, and I have ordered original Yamaha part number. I made sure the rope was Yamaha. It came in a package. It said Yamaha made in Japan on it, so I was happy to see that, because I know it will last another 30 years, maybe more. So, especially if I'm the only one using it. These new Yamahas and the Hondas are all plastic nowadays, and some of the Yamaha models are made in Thailand, but Yamaha still keeps some of their models made in Japan, where I think Honda mostly all or most of them are made in China nowadays, where I remember these years Honda was also made in Japan too, and steel like this, but Honda did not have a fuel gauge. Yamaha had a brushless alternator, and a couple other advantages that Yamaha had over the Honda. Although Honda had more models, and Honda started before Yamaha. I believe Honda introduced their first generator on a US and Canadian market in 1962 or 3. I believe it was a 300, and for the 70s they had a 479. 500 came out for the early and mid 80s and so on. So and Yamaha decided to get in this business too, and they have done quite well. They're built well, and from what I see, I would maybe even say in some ways better than Honda when it comes to quality. And if so, then Honda's second best, which there's nothing wrong with that either. This is all original paint. All the stickers on it are original. I'm gonna come around and show you, see if you can see. And now we can go in the back where there's a few more. The information sticker, technical information sticker and maintenance sticker is the one that is needed the most, and that's the one that's scuffed up the most, but most of the information is there, so it works for me. It doesn't leak anywhere. Has a nice fuel gauge, so that way you don't have to open it every time and look inside the tank to see how much gas you have in there. It's all original. Amazing. It always starts and always runs. I have not started it for about 7 weeks, so we're gonna start it and run it and do a little demonstration so you can see what these sound like. Okay. I'm gonna have to set the phone down here somewhere. And if I can, I'll just hold the phone like this. Choke all the way on. What I usually do, I push the lever down to on, either as soon as it starts or some seconds later. And although it is louder than these new inverter generators, it's not bad for its time. I remember reading the brochure Yamaha claims between 58 and 64 decibels. Yamaha EF1000. So if you're not looking to spend $900 for the new 1000 that are made in Thailand, and some are made in Japan, or the 2000s that are, I don't know, $900 or $1,000, if you can find something like this original and not beat up for $200, $300, $400, then I would definitely recommend it. They're definitely better quality built than the new ones. I am seeing some gas leak issues on the new Honda EF2200s and wiring harness issues and whatnot. So Yamaha definitely a way to go. Not definitely that I'm not just recommending this over a Honda, but I'm also recommending it over a newer Yamaha models. For instance, if you take a new Yamaha EF1000 it is 50 cc's. The 2000s are 79 cc's. This is 1000 with an 84 cc 4-stroke engines, which means it is under stressed, which means long life if you take care of it. And in some cases they still run even if you don't take care of them. I've seen some of these that are, I mean, this one has few scratches on it and stickers are not all perfect, but I've seen these that they're definitely trashed, beat up, and they still start up and run. So and every once in a while I see one come up for sale on the internet. So if you're patient and you look for these, you can definitely find one that's in this condition, if not better. I think I several months ago I came across one on eBay that was never started. It came with all the books and everything, and I have a owner's manual and a repair manual for this one, and battery charging wires. They come with the battery charging wires, so that way if you're in the middle of nowhere and your car battery dies, here's a plug for those wires. I have them in the drawer over there. So, and here's a plastic lid that you can pop off, and you get to the oil fill cap. Holds 14 ounces, and Yamaha recommends initial from brand new first 20 hours oil replacement because it's getting broken, and after that every 100 hours. And I feel like 100 hours is too long, so I change it every 50 max. It's not that hard. You pull that plastic cover off and you take the plug out and pick up the whole generator, tip it over to the side, and that's the way to do oil changes in these. There's no drain plug, there's no oil filter, and 14 ounces of oil is pretty cheap, I'd say. So it's 30 years old, and I don't see why it would not last me another 30 or 40. I don't see one reason why not, if I own it, of course. So now that it's warm, we're gonna do one more demonstration. This time we don't need a choke. Water cool. Amazing. I've seen some of these, not mention any brands, but I'm just gonna say non-Yamaha and non-Honda. I've seen these new generators that are brand new, don't even have 10 hours on them, and they already been warmed up and running, and you have to pull the recoil rope handle, or a pull start handle for all the other people that only understand that, 10 times for them to start. So apparently Yamaha has figured it out, and they figured it out a long time ago. So we're gonna do one more. I only have one hand. Normally when I have two hands, I put one against the generator and pull with the other one. And it never moves like it did in the video. But in this video I'm holding the phone, so I couldn't get the grip on it that I want. But anyway, still started right up and runs. Runs great, I would say. I don't think Yamaha could have done a better job, and apparently no one else has done a better job. So this is the conclusion of my video for this 1989 Yamaha EF1000. Highly recommended. Find one in a decent condition, take care of it, do the oil changes, and it should last you a lifetime. Thanks for watching my video.